So, in this episode, I will be talking to Diego Kapelan. I met Diego a long time ago. Well, actually, I heard about Diego a long time ago through, the basketball community, just, how good of a player he was. I didn't meet Diego personally until I think it was around 5 or 6 years ago. We were both at the same strength and conditioning program that we do, Saltus Academy, and that's where I really met Diego. And we just became, you know, homies from then on. You know, some notable things from Diego's past: he is a local kid. He grew up in Vancouver, went to King George, and ended up going to McNeese State, a Division I school in the States, to play basketball. And currently now Diego is playing overseas professionally in Spain. Today I'm going to be talking to Diego about, his life growing up as a kid, as a hooper in Vancouver, and, the different adversities he had to go through, and the work he had to put in, and the obstacles he had to face. Also, Diego, I'm excited to hear a lot of his stories as a hooper and different stories that not a lot of people know about him in his basketball journey. So it's just a great video for young hoopers that really want to know the perspective and the mindset of a professional hooper as good as Diego. So it's going to be a good one. This is the first episode. Diego Kapelan. Really excited to get into it, and stay tuned. Enjoy.
All right, I'm recording.
What's up? What's up? First episode with my main man Diego Kapelan. Thank you for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. A little bit about Diego. He's a professional basketball player in Spain. You played everywhere though.
Yeah, I've been all over. Maybe like 9, 10 countries, different countries.
9, 10 countries.
Yeah.
Because I searched you up on your Wikipedia, and there's literally a laundry list of teams you played for.
Yeah, I've been all over, man.
Yeah. And you were the Australian League All-Star.
Yeah.
For 1 year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a cool experience. Always nice to be, recognized.
Yeah.
So.
And you were on the William Jones Cup team with guys like Joey Haywood, Joe Friesen, Carl Morgan. You freaking got MVP, man.
Yeah. That was a cool experience. We went to Taiwan. Did the William Jones Cup thing, represented Canada, and we won it too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the MVP is just icing on the cake.
Right.
So,
dude, did you know your stat from that tournament was 18 points, 53% shooting from three?
I didn't know about the 3-pointers, but I was, for the points, I kind of,
Dude, that's crazy. 53% shooting from three. I was like, what the fuck?
I think it's sometimes easier for a shooter when guys don't know how well you can shoot. You can catch. Catch them slipping a little bit.
But, you always been a shooter though.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Your thing. Yeah. Okay.
They must have not done a scout report.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So how you feeling, man? You're back from the season. How are you physically, mentally?
I'm good. Kind of had a nagging injury, basically for the past 2 seasons. So this really gave me the opportunity, to take the proper time off and heal and get my body to 100%. Where it wasn't I'm having to kind of rush to get back to working out, preparing for the next season. So there's been kind of I guess you say a blessing in disguise for me. I know it's hit everybody different. A lot of people, it's been an unfortunate, very unfortunate situation.
Right.
But I've just used the time, just made the best of it. Really,
Right.
I just didn't sit around or whatever. I just started working on my body and getting healthy, basically from the day we stopped practicing.
Right. And your season got cut off early, right?
Yeah, we got cut off with about I want to say 9, 10 games left in the season.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe it was also like kind of a blessing in disguise for the team because we weren't we're basically knocked out of playoff contention.
Okay.
So it was going to be basically just to fight to stay to keep the team, in that league and not get relegated. So I don't know.
Right.
Maybe the club was happy, it got ended, so they know for sure they'll be staying. In the league. So
you just have the opportunity to come home, get your body right. Do you know if the season's going to come back on? Because I know college league here and CIS or U Sports, people call them now, it's canceled for fall. So
I mean, they're planning to go on. Every league has put a plan in place to when they want to start. Most leagues are starting to release like their schedules for the next season. But then again, you never know. You get over there, you start training camp, or start the season, and then the coronavirus hits again, and then maybe they have to cancel. I don't even know. I think the one thing that most leagues aren't decided on is that they're going to play with or without fans. Different rumors for different. Every country's going to handle it differently.
Exactly.
For Spain in particular, I've heard rumors about they might not have fans in attendance until like January 2021. So you'll play half a season in empty gyms.
What do you think about that though? Like as a basketball player, like we've always been around fans and at least some people in attendance. Like what do you think that's gonna do for the player? Is it gonna, like as a hooper, you just want to hoop, but at the end of the day, it's like that's anotome element of the game, right?
I guess it just like depends. I mean, of course, if you're playing a home game, you love home court. It's home court advantage, and if you have good fans, they'll put pressure on the referees. Maybe they'll make some calls for you, and then like give you just when you're on a roll, they give you the momentum, and just feed off their energy, kind of. And I really like that. I like playing, in a packed arena. That's I really enjoy that. But then again, like you said, I'm a hooper, so I'm used to playing. Like it's summer with no one there.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of cool with whatever, as long as just it's about safety. If all the leagues can come together and find a way to stream the games or to get TV deals so people can still watch. I think that would be good for the fans, to still stay engaged. Just because all over, it's not like in North America. Some places overseas, there's like different TV contracts and then TV rights deals and stuff like that, where you have to pay for certain channels to get them. So it's not like you can just turn on, I don't know, just regular cable TV and get games. So everywhere is different. So hopefully, leagues and the TV companies can all come together and find deals, for the game, for people to be able to watch, make it more accessible.
It's been crazy, man. And to start, it was the beginning of the end. Like, shout out Kobe. This is our first episode, and if you guys know, enjoyour24, it's a lot dedicated to Kobe, right? And I'm wearing a shirt right now. There's a picture of him, and Diego's wearing his jersey. Man, I don't know, that was a bad day. That was like the beginning and the end of 2020, to be honest. And I still remember I woke up I found it on the worst way. I woke up to like 20 missed calls, like 50 texts, like, yo, is this true? Is this true? Is this true? That's and I knew something had happened. I don't know what it was. And then the first one I saw was like a picture from TMZ.
Yeah, that's the one I saw too.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is fake. It has to be a hoax because TMZ, whatever.
Yeah.
So I went on Twitter. I kept refreshing Twitter, and when I knew it was confirmed, it was when Woj tweeted it, and I was just like, it was bad, man. And as like a hooper growing up, he was like the reason why I started playing ball, and he influenced so many people, and it was crazy. And do you remember where you were when you heard the news?
So basically, my wife was visiting me in Spain, and I had just dropped her off at the airport. It's like hour 10, hour 20 away from. I dropped her off in Malaga. I was living in Granada. Got home, I literally just sat down on my couch, and I was just like, oh man, I'm about to be by myself. This is about to suck. And just go on my phone, literally just Facebook, and it's 2 minutes ago, and I'm like, that same TMZ article, and I was like, yo, what? Twitter, nothing. Within like 20 minutes, it was like all over.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the same thing like you. I was like, TMC, probably, some BS, you never know. But then it was just too much circulating on the internet, and I was like, yeah. Basically, I was just like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's crazy for me, it's the same way, like, I want to say, like, Iverson got me playing basketball. I was definitely an Iverson fan. When the Lakers played, I was AI. Like,
Right.
And then when Kobe started going through his, the stuff with the rape case and stuff like that,
Right.
and people just, were leaving him, or everybody was hating on him. That kind of, I like the underdogs, so I was that's when I really started messing with Kobe, and then just like hearing stories about how he worked and this and that, and then it kind of motivated me, like I kind of Iverson got me, falling in love with the game, and then Kobe just like took it over from there. And, definitely motivated me a lot of times, to get in the gym and just work,
And that's the other thing that kind of I wanted to get to. Kobe, we all know his work ethic and how much he preached on, getting in the gym, being relentless with your work ethic. But I think a lot of times people don't really understand what work ethic and working hard means, because for him, working hard was easy because he was a killer in himself. He didn't need to like bring that killer out. Like a lot of kids, like I don't know, for me, like growing up, a lot of times I remember like going into the gym and shooting 500 shots because Kobe or whatever, like someone in his caliber was saying you got to get in the gym and get shots up, and then like my friend would go in the gym, he would get 600 shots up, and I'd be like, damn, he shot 100 more than me, but it wasn't. It wasn't genuine almost, because it was almost like I just wanted to do it because Kobe was telling me to do it. And it wouldn't really translate into a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, I just feel like for people like Kobe, it was easy for him because he was just a killer, and like he didn't need to like bring that side out of him. He just had to go perfect his jumper, get the reps up. Like, what do you think about that? Because a lot of people work hard, but it just doesn't translate. What does working hard mean to you, basically?
Man, as I've gotten older, and I think Kobe just, his father played pro basketball and he was around pros. And then, of course, like, sure, he was blessed with a lot of natural talent too. And then he, added working hard to that. But I think it's just game speed. Like, you just work on the stuff that you're going to do in a game, at this point in my career, like I know what type of shots I'm going to shoot the majority of the time and how I'm going to be used, basically with every team that I play for.
Right.
So I'm really trying to just, instead of working on like a million different things, of course you want to be like as well-rounded a basketball player as possible, but it's like there's a few things that like I work on a little bit, but like I know I'm probably never going to shoot certain type of shots in a game. So like I don't even, do that stuff. So I think like with him, I think. And I know some people. I met some people that I know a guy that played with him. Shout out to Tier Brown. I know there's a guy from Vancouver, Alex McKechnie. He was like the head athletic trainer for the Lakers. I think the Raptors, like team doctor. I don't know the exact. Something like that. Physiotherapist.
Yeah.
And he came to me and he was like, like Kobe doesn't just stand here. He's like, I've never seen Kobe just stand here and just get up, thousands of shots or whatever. He'll always. Take a few steps in, jab, shot fake, like work on, just work on the simple things. So that really helped change how I work out too. I used to just go on, get up like hundreds, maybe sometimes thousands of shots. But like the same thing you said, if you're catching and shooting like hundreds, making like 100 shots a day, it's like, man, you're not gonna. It's cool, to get that muscle memory, but eventually you got to start taking or making like 150 to 200 like game speed shots, and then I think that transfers over a lot better to the games than kind of like shooting hundreds more, but you're just like kind of going through the motions or whatever. Then it's like very rarely are you just gonna get a shot in a game where you're gonna be just kind of like you have all the time in the world basically to shoot it. So,
and like when you go into a workout mentally, where are you? Are you visioning yourself in the game and getting that shot, or is it sort of just like you're just there and you just shoot and you go?
Basically, almost like all my workouts now, like I try to envision everything in the game, So my defender, um, the big man, if I'm working on pick and roll, like if I'm working on certain things that the big man's gonna do in the pick and roll defense, I'm like envisioning that.
Mm.
So yeah, like I'm trying to picture everything where everybody's gonna be on the court, and
Right.
uh, it's definitely helped me out the past few years of my career that I've started doing stuff like that. Before, when I was younger, I would do, I would go, work out and put up shots, but I wasn't really just uh, envisioning everyone in all the spots. When I'm doing this certain drill, or like working on these type of shots, I wasn't really just visualizing everybody where everybody's going to be in all that spacing. I was kind of just, it's me and my defender. I'm just gonna make a few moves and step back three, and and then that was kind of like what I would do. Now I'm more envisioning where everybody else is going to be, and I also make sure I go in like before my workout, which is a big thing I want to recommend to younger hoopers. Like the night before, write out your workout. Like don't go in the gym and just like start freestyling stuff. Like have a plan for your workout the day before, and then when you go in the next day, get loose, warm up, and then just get to it instead of like wasting a few minutes here and there, thinking of what you're gonna do next and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really how you prepare and you go into it, and that brings me to the point where it's like you growing up. I mean, you went to high school in the, before social media age. Do you think it was harder or easier to get noticed and recruited back then? Just, because there were less club teams, less tournaments. Like, how was that in high school growing up, and like, how did you get noticed? I mean, because you went to McNeese State, which is D1 in the Southland division, right?
Yeah.
So, going Division 1 is, a lot of people's dreams.
Yeah.
And being able to do it before the social media age, like, how did you get to that? And
man, I think it was definitely harder before social media because, like I graduated high school in 2005, and that class that came out, I don't know, in my opinion, from what I've seen in BC, that 2005 class, probably one of the best high school classes in history, of British Columbia basketball. You had guys like Tyler Kepke, Tyrell Mara, Willie Gallick. This is all before social media, and a lot of guys, went down south. A lot of other guys had great careers, in CIS, which is I think U Sports now. It was hard to get down there. Basically, just a lot of the stuff lined up for me at the right time. There's a guy living in Vancouver. His name's Chris Shields. He's been like hooping at all the rec centers and stuff, so I know him from that. And I was supposed to go to prep school. That didn't work out, and then I was basically just going to go to a men's league game in North Vancouver. And me and Chris were taking the bus together, and then he was just like, "Yo, what are you doing next year?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know. Like everything's kind of falling through for me." He's like, "Yo, look, like my cousin, who's like Joe Dumar's older brother, his name's Dave Dumars." He was like, "Yo, look, he's the head assistant at McNeese State. Can't promise anything, but I can promise he'll watch, any video you have." So I was like, "All right, cool." And he's like, "They always need shooters down there, because it's just a really athletic conference and a lot of athletes. So it's like that's what kind of they're missing is just like good shooting." And he was like, "Exactly." And that was like the situation for that team. They were guys were graduating and they were going to need a shooter to come in. So. That lined up perfect for me. I mean, I went on my visit down there, and then we had some open gym stuff, and there was some good players down there. Like people, especially in McNeese, like in that time, like they would get some really good players. Like we had like the point guard was John Ford. He went to Peabody High School. They were like 40-0, number 5 ranked in the whole nation. He was state MVP. Like John's like he was just a little bit too small and didn't have the grades to go to schools like he could have gone to like Texas A&M, Kentucky. And then a lot of those guys would like fall into McNeese State or like transfer over from bigger schools. So I went down on my visit, and then I mean, I give a lot of credit to Chris. He had really helped put me in that position. But like I had to go basically like get it out the mud. Like coming down from Canada, and like these guys are like, "Oh, who's this? Who's this dude?" And going up against seniors, guys that were like first team all conference, averaging like 17, 18 a game, and I just went. I mean, I really killed it,
Yeah. Damn.
So
you really had to work for that spot.
Yeah. Like, I really went. And, I mean, man, I went and got it on my own basically. And like I think that's what like when it comes to basketball and stuff, especially coming from Canada, like going down there, like you're not gonna be given anything, So you kind of gotta just already have it on your mind, like you just gotta go in and kill.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes guys make a mistake, they might be. I think I always had like basically I got cut from the provincial team when I was like 16,
Damn.
15, 16, right? So
okay. Yeah.
So ever since then, I was just like, okay, like just a chip on my shoulder, right?
Right.
So every time I step on the court, I always wanted to prove something. No matter who I was playing against, I was just like, yo, forget this. Like, I'm not going to be looked over,
Yeah.
So I had a chip on my shoulder. And for any guys going down there, you have to have a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to it's not going to work out for you, Like, if you're highly touted up here and everybody, you got a lot of hype, you're going to go down there and those people don't care about, especially coming from Canada. They're already going to be thinking they're better than you, right? So it's you got to come in there and you got to go with their head, like, off top.
Right.
So I think that was like I got into the right situation and then I had the right mentality, just going in. So
wow, that's crazy, man. I didn't know you got cut from the BC team, and that's like because I remember even like when I was in high school, TBC was like if you made TBC, you're a legit hooper.
And that was like the only like form of like exposure, Like,
exactly.
So like
you
said, there was so many less club teams. Like there was no AAU teams at that time.
Right.
Drive didn't even exist then. It was only like 3D, and we didn't like. I never traveled down, to the States with 3D. We would just have practices twice a week, in the North Shore.
Right.
And then, guys would go play with their high school team. But man, like those 3D practices were crazy. Like we had some dogs in the 3D practices. Man. There's a lot of guys that don't play anymore, or whatever. But man, like a lot of guys are really, really good.
Right. Okay, so you were 3D guy.
Yeah, 3D man, Glenn Chu.
Glenn Chu, I remember that name.
So.
And that's a crazy story because one thing I will say, the way the social media age is harder for kids nowadays is because for me, I remember I keep referring back to myself because I went through it and I was like right on the edge in time where social media started becoming a real thing. And I remember in grade 10, I was in grade 10 and Drive had a grade 10, 9, and 8. So there was like a grade 10 All-Star game. They made a grade 9 All-Star game and a grade 8 All-Star game. And I didn't make the grade 10 one. And I was just like, fuck, like, I don't know. Because like Drive was like, coming up. It was like, the club, to be at and stuff like that. So automatically, like, anytime I would play any of those guys that made the team, that All-Star team, I would say to myself, like, damn, like that guy, like I would already go into a game in a losing mentality almost thinking, damn, that guy made it over me. So it was kind of like, it also motivated me, but it also kind of, psyched me out sometimes. And that's the thing with a lot of kids these days. They always like want to compare themselves to each other and like see how the other person's doing. And like social media is so prevalent. It's just like, boom, boom,
That's
boom,
facts.
Do you think like, if you were in high school during this age, you would have, had more opportunity, or would you have? Do you think you would have fallen into like the whole?
Man, it's so hard. Like I don't know, and even the same thing. Like sometimes I think about like, what if I didn't make a provincial team? Would I just be one of those? Would I have just been like satisfied with that and then wouldn't have worked this harder, So, I mean, I have like nothing against basketball BC, but that definitely motivated me to work harder. So I don't know what the whole, it's hard to tell. I do believe though that like, I just work hard, like it's just in my blood, from my grandparents, my parents, it just, I don't really, know another route, It's like I'm just gonna work my ass off for what I want, and I'm work harder than the next man, Especially like in high school, I kind of like I get a lot of shout outs. I went to St. George's camp
Yeah.
And Brian Lee had like an invitational camp, and I did really well there too. And B Lee was always a cool guy, always showed me love. And Randy Knorr came to speak,
Right.
and Randy Knorr talked about he had this rule. He called it yield, and he was like, "Yo, like if everybody's working out, right? Everybody works out every day, right? You do your workouts, whatever you hoop.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to get better? If me and you both work out at the same amount, like, how am I going to get better than you, right?" So he was like, yeah, basically his rule was like Friday night, Saturday night, when guys are partying and drinking, like that's when you get your edge, like that's when you go to the gym for that second workout or whatever. And, over time, that's gonna add up, So like I started to do that stuff too, right? I know, like I'll be like Friday nights, Saturday nights, I would be going to work out and going to shoot because I know the guys I was gonna be playing against or like competing, for spots against. I know they're gonna be out, most of them Fridays and Saturdays partying and drinking, like just like at the end of high school, then like same in college, So I just like made sure I was just like stayed in the gym as much as I could. Yeah, I think that helped me out a lot. But like the social media thing, I don't know. I think it would have helped me like
get more
just
exposure.
more exposure. Now there's so much more exposure, and it's like a lot of coaches here now. They got a lot more, their network. They got a lot more people they know down south. Like there's so many AU teams here now, which I think is great too. It's great for all like the basketball academies, all the AU teams here. It's like I wish I had that, had those options, growing up.
I just feel like you would have used it to your advantage. Fallen into like the trap of like comparing yourself to other people.
I mean, it's hard not to compare yourself, but now especially it's really hard, man. Like I can't imagine what it's like to be like a little bit younger because I kind of like I don't fall into that as much. But like the younger kids now, it's all they know. It's like just comparing your life, on social media. It's not like you don't know what's really going on behind closed doors. Like same with people that are like always smiling and laughing on social media. They could, you don't know what's going on in their head. They could be like super depressed or whatever. It's like, it's like, some people do use social media to get money, like they get endorsements or whatever and advertise stuff. But then again, at the same time, it's not like all the way real life. Like you don't really know what's going on, like, in people's real lives. So I try not to compare myself. I never know anybody's story, so I try to stay away from like comparing myself or even like judging others, especially guys like my pro career, I'll be like, man, I played against, whatever certain player in the league, same league, I had better stats, I was on a better team, I shot better, percentage, and then they would get better deals than me, So and then like but I don't know these people's stories. I don't know what they've gone through in life. Like everybody's gone through different things. So it's like I try not to judge people. And hope people won't judge me. If like I'm in that position that guy was. Maybe I didn't have as good stats, but then I do end up getting an opportunity. Because if you look at my resume, I paid my dues, like for sure. So I mean, just try not to compare.
Just stay in your lane, work as hard as you can.
That's all you can do, bro. And just worry about what you can control. Like you can't control nothing else other than like. For basketball or whatever, for your job, for your life, just worry about what you can control. Work hard and
whatever you love doing.
Really
what it is.
So
and like that's another thing. Like you just like it. I can tell like you love the game, right? And like if you really, really love something, it doesn't matter who the next person is beside you. You want to like beat that person and beat him out and get it. But a lot of people say they love the game, but they really don't. What do you like? It's obviously I'm not gonna ask you like what does love mean or what does it mean to you, but how did you? I mean, like, what was it about basketball that made you say, okay, like if you're standing in front of me, I'm gonna score on you. You're not gonna score on me. Like, what was it like that was just like?
I think like I just like first off like competing, so the competition of it. I like that there's a lot of scoring. It's like compared to like hockey or soccer. Like I played both sports. I really like both sports, but I think basketball attracted me more because it was more up and down and more buckets. So I like
satisfaction.
It's more. So it's like
it's validation.
Exactly.
Just constant validation.
Exactly. So it's like I just like competition.
Yeah.
I like the times, you know, in games or workouts or practices when it's like, when you know we're all tired, you know, and then just to push through that barrier, and then, you know, and then hit crazy shots, you know, or get a stop, you know, in those times where it's like, yo, you know, I'm tired. I know you're tired, like,
right.
But you know, I've had games where like, you know, I had a game before I literally was like, okay, like I might die in this game. It was like, it was like the finals in Spain a few years ago, and like literally after the game, I was just like, yo, like, I just need to, like, I need water, I need to hydrate, just because I expended myself so much. You know, we were down 2-0, it was best of 5, so if we lost, we're out, you know, and then coach is basically like pulled the starting PG, you know, and then he was like, Diego, play horns, like play pick and roll, and shoot it. You know, I came down, I missed the first one, passed up the second one, he called another timeout. He's like, yo, can you shoot the ball every time? I was like, yeah. He's like, shoot it every time. And I was like, all right. And then I came down and I had like 20 points like in the fourth. It was crazy, and like everything was going in, and then luckily it was like the game winner. I had just like we were about to play horn, so that was like both picks on both sides, you know, and I could tell they were getting ready for it, so I just attacked, and then both big men jumped, and I just pitched it to the guy that was supposed to be setting the screen for me. His man jumped in and he hit the game winner, and he shot it, and I was just looking at him, oh my god, please go in. Like I had no more, you know, I had no more left in me, but it was like, I love moments like that when it's just like your back's against the wall and you're tired, and then it's like, okay, like it's do or die, you know. And sometimes that's been kind of a fault in my life, you know, like because sometimes I leave things to the last minute, and then like I don't know, it's like a rush, you know, that you get.
It's almost like you have so much confidence that you know you can get it done last minute. You know what I mean? It's like
and I've tried to learn from that now. You know, I'm trying to be more, because it's like if I could do that, then like what could I do if I'm from the beginning? You know, okay, maybe I can't go all out from the beginning, right? But it's like if I pace myself, you know, just with everything, not just basketball, not in the game, but like, you know, planning my workouts, like stuff in life, like my personal life, other things I want to do other than basketball, you know, instead of just always trying to hit like a grand slam for the win, you know, like, okay, let me just take it a little slower, gradually, and then like in the end,
step by step.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, like a lot of like basketball can relate to so many things in life, man. Like, and it's just like in our relationships and how we treat people, teamwork and stuff like that. And one thing I will say, like in basketball, I think competition, going out and playing against better people, and like being in a hostile environment, like in the playground where people are trash talking you. You know, you get picked last for the team. You know, you don't get past the ball like when you're playing pickup. You know, stuff like that. Just like being like in adversity in those environments.
Being like different environments, uncomfortable. Something you're not used to, right? Everybody, you can play your own high school gym and call your whatever boys or call other people, and then like you got that confidence, right?
Exactly.
But it's like, go put yourself somewhere and like go be the one that's not from there. You know, go be an outsider and then take over. I think that is like, that'll like help you get so much better. Like basically, what I used to do was like, so like, you know, growing up downtown West End area, like everybody always just talked about Bonzer when we were younger. You know, that's like where the Hoopers were at. Like, you know, like afternoon Friday at Bonzer and like afternoon Saturdays. So that's when I started going there, and like I think that like really helped me, you know, because it's like a lot of trash talking in Bonzer. A lot
it's crazy down there.
Exactly. So it's like that was like back in the day, that was a spot to go to. So like that's where I would go. That's where I was going all the time basically before I went down to Louisiana, and like that definitely helped me out a lot. There was a lot of really good hoopers back then.
Like the best hoopers.
The best hoopers were there Friday after. You know, it was like, man, if you lose,
you're off for like an hour, man. Like
so
literally,
you better win. Like,
that's the part I hate about it. But everyone just says you gotta win then, you know.
Exactly.
That's like that's not an excuse.
If you don't know them and you didn't play well, then you're not gonna get picked up. You know, it's like you got that game. But luckily, I played well. I had some friends there, you know, and then I was able to get on the court and then myself and then get picked up. Basically.
You gotta like be ready to fight whenever you go to Bonzer, man.
Exactly,
like,
man. We'll fight. I was in travel. No, it's just keep on the score. Calling bogus calls.
And it just goes on for like 10 minutes. Just play, man. Like, you know, it's crazy. So I don't know, man. Like, and this generation, like, it's going. I'm not gonna call anyone out. I don't. But it's gone kind of soft, man, and people can't really handle trash talking. It's sort of like, people take it personal now. It's like if you say something about them, it's like, oh damn, like that's what you think of me. That's who I am. Like it's like no, just it's part of the game. Literally, it's part of the game.
Exactly.
And that's just something that's like kind of, I mean, died down at least from in my eyes.
I agree
in
with
Vancouver, but I don't know.
I agree. It's like when I used to come home from McNeese, and we used to have little runs, and then yeah, like people would just be like, just judge me out. Like okay, I already know I have a bullseye on me, right? I'm playing D1, so people go at me. I'll step on the court. I feel your energy, boom, you try to hack me or whatever. You got to stop, and then you say something to me. So I'm like, okay, bet.
Yeah.
Then I come down and I make a shot in your face, and then I'm telling, and then you got that stop, and now I'm scoring like 5 times on you. Now I'm letting you know about it, and then I have my boy Jay Fresh, my hype man, at Bonds. He'll be letting you know every time. I made a basket on you, and then the people be like, oh, he's so cocky. It's like, yo, like. I don't usually go on the court and start it, but if you do get me going, I like it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like you woke me up. Now I really want to play, and then I'm going at you, and then it's like it's kind of like avalanche, and then you get upset. It's like I don't know, man. People are always like, oh, he's so cocky, he's big headed. I'm like, yo, no, I'm not. Like actually talk to me after, instead of trying to slap the ball in my hand or hack me and then say you gotta stop or say, and then I come at you like. 5 times harder, and then it's then you got a problem with it. It's like I don't know. You're right though. It is, and but like they're even kind of softer now. But they're really talented. A lot of kids now are really talented. So it's like weird. It's like a weird trade off. It's like a lot of talent. Maybe not as much. Like was back in the day, but then it's like that mentality is softer. So it kind of like evens out. Like if you had talent and mentality, like some guys did. It's like it can take you a lot of places, man.
Like being able to just like phase it out, all the trash talking, like because everyone's gonna get trash talking at some point in their basketball career. There's no way a hooper is gonna not get trash talk at some point in their career by someone, a coach, even like a parent in the crowd.
Exactly.
And is there like a way that you would cancel the noise out, like if someone was trash talking you? Because some people become timid and oh, like wow.
Just try to focus on like the game and what you're supposed to. You try to just think about what you got to do, like, and just read the game. If you just start focusing on the game and what's going on and those things and not anything else, then you'll be fine. But then it's like when you start thinking about then your mom, this, that, like, oh, parents here, like there's this many people, in the crowd. Then it's like that just starts messing with your mind. So I just don't even like, man, like sometimes I don't even realize certain things until like I've watched like a video, of the game, or like, I'm getting highlights made, and then I see the highlights, and then I'll be like, oh damn, like crowd was going crazy when I was making those shots, or like even like other teams' coaches, like they'll just be like, oh man, and you look at it, like, oh man, I didn't, you didn't even realize that, you didn't see it, but I just try to focus on like the 9 other guys in the court and what's going on, and just reading the defense and just like what I'm supposed to do, and then that basically kind of you just tune everything out, right? Because like this is like what's the most important thing, not like anything else. So
So I just want to ask you, man, what's the next step for you? What do you got planned? If you don't want to say it, it's fine.
Man, I don't know. Like I got about. I mean, my body feels good. I can play. But priorities have changed. I just turned 33, so I got kind of different priorities. Little other things I'm working on. So I basically live in Louisiana now, like Vancouver. I'm just like visiting. So working on some things down there as far as like a training facility, and like I want to stay involved with the game. I just don't know which avenue. I don't know, coaching or like private training, skill development, like, or if I want to get into like strength and conditioning. I have all those doors are open for me, and I can do all. I can do both things. So I'm just trying to figure that out. And then as far as like for next season, as far as playing, I don't know where I'm going to go yet. The market's been kind of crazy because of the coronavirus. So it's like, like team budgets are down a lot. So it's like it's kind of about being patient right now. And just getting kind of into like this situation where I I can get the salary I'd like, and also just to kind of have fun, just to be able to fully play my game.
Right. Just be in a system where you can showcase your talent the best you
can. Exactly.
At this point, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I've had in the past, I've had some interest like places in the Middle East, like Qatar. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't mind going out there. I turned the offer down a couple times in the past to go out there, but if it comes around again this summer, maybe I'll do that. Maybe back in Spain.
Okay. I actually heard they pay good money in Qatar. I don't know if that's a true thing, but
yeah, it's all
for
right.
soccer
It's all
at
right.
least.
It's all right. Like a lot of the teams, the governments give money, so it's like the bread's gonna be safe. Where the other place in the world, you're going off of like sponsorships from different companies, and if COVID hits again, then let's say like your main sponsor was like a hotel resort chain, and they got hit, then it's like just stop giving the bread. Like, and that happened to a team this year, and guys lost out on a couple salaries. Wow. So it's like you kind of with everything that's going, you got to take everything into play that's going to happen and try to anticipate. That's why a lot of guys now are like a lot of like really really high level guys that had good salaries are taking like less money, but they know it's going to be a sure thing, right? So it's like, okay, like take 20-30% less than I would, but no matter what happens, I'll be good.
Right.
Whereas I don't know. So
yeah,
I just got to see as far as that. But I'm just gonna be patient with it. I think at like this point, like I've never been really more patient. Usually I'm kind of like a little bit antsy, just like guys that play overseas know, like you'll be waking up just waiting for the message from your agent, like, yo, we got this offer. It's like all the guys I talk to, it's basically like that.
Right.
But like this summer I've been like super patient.
I mean, this whole thing is forcing people to be patient.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
it's a rough time for people that are like very overthinking people, really want to get things done, always on go, and it just forces you to be patient,
and I think it's like that other thing I said, just kind of worry about what you can control, right? So it's like I can't control any of that. It's like my agent's job. It's like I can't really, like what am I gonna do? Like
exactly, you just gotta keep
trust
your body right.
You gotta trust that he's gonna do the best he can for you, and then I just try to go as hard as I can every day, and just be ready, when that call comes. So I think I'm definitely in amazing shape. Like I said, like I came home and then I was already, I didn't really do too much basketball stuff right away, but I was lifting weights and everything. So basically, like since the middle of March, so I never stopped. So that was, I think, hopefully I'll be in like some of the best shape of my career.
Right.
So
shout out Sean Delbent, baby.
Yeah, shout out Sean Delbent. Shout out Saltis.
I'm gonna need Sean on the show one day.
Yeah, you gotta get him on here.
Yeah, I told him, man. Yeah. He's gonna be listening to this later, and I actually texted him yesterday. I'm like, dude, I got Diego on the show. He's just like, sick, man. I'm gonna see him tonight. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, he fried my legs last night.
Yeah. Man, that guy does leg day every day, man. Like it's just.
And when you start smirking, this weird ass smile, you know you're done, man. When he pulls out that K box and his Bulgarian split squat, like, come on, man. Come on, Sean.
Oh, I love that guy, man. But man, honestly, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
This has been a pleasure. I hope things go well for you. I know this is a weird time, but I'm sure you're a great guy, man.
Thank you.
That's like the first person I thought of, and like
thank
I was
you,
like, you know what, like Diego needs to come on. So thank you, man. Appreciate
you, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, and enjoy your 24. This is the first episode. Peace.
Kobe.